Yes, yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to my peoples and my guys, look alive, look alive. It's your boy Act Reacher, Judge Galvatron presiding. You are all my witnesses and jury. You may all be seated if you're not seated already. Court is now in session. Got my guys with me. I got Jay Steels, and I got my brother Supreme Beast Boxing. Tell them where they can find you at. Actually, before we even get started, let me just say a special gift came in for me today. A special magazine that I think everybody should be getting. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even opened it yet. Ain't even get a chance to read it because I had to do the show, but I'm kind of upset by that. I wanted to I'm going to do a review though. But other than that, make sure y'all get y'all Punch Junkie magazine, winter edition.
Yes, sir.
But other than that, Steels, tell the people where they can find yourself at, platforms and things like that.
Indeed, y'all know what it is. It's your favorite, your most hated R filler. Follow me at the R filler on YouTube. You know what I mean? The channel is the War Report. You know what I mean? We're gonna be live tomorrow night for the Weed Report. Live smoke session. Me and Cadillac Red gonna be doing our thing, reviewing some weed strains, you know what I mean, watching some fights, you know what I mean, politicking on some random topics. We'll see what it do. But yeah, follow me at the R Fella, THAODDFELLA. Y'all know what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Beast, tell them.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? Y'all already know, man. Instagram, YouTube, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. Yeah, we on it. We not on the Beltway. We in court, so I can keep it. I got to keep it 100%. Tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. We gonna be burning it down tomorrow, being our fella. You know what I'm saying? Burning it down. The Weed Report. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be when you ain't on the Beltway. You can do it how you want. Fuck the CBD. You know what I'm saying? It's going down for sure. Yes, indeed. But more importantly, it's more importantly about tonight. You know what I'm saying? Night court. Salute to Act Reacher for having me on the panel once again.
Yes, sir. So, first case on the docket.
First case on the docket is the LDBC versus the Lineal Championship.
Now we do an AB first.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, first. All right. So, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, we waiting. Oh, you want? Are we waiting now, fella?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are waiting. We are waiting. I forgot. You said we waiting.
Motion to delay the AB. The AB case.
The ABI.
I'll allow it.
Your Honor, please.
Yeah, I forgot the prosecutor. You said, well, you might have to. All right, we'll jump into the lineal. I have a star witness that I wanted to bring to the stand. Is that fine with you, Judge? Is that fine with the prosecutor?
Mm-hmm.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So I want to bring.
He has no problem. So proceed.
All right, and they're here, correct, Your Honor?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'd like to introduce none other than the creator and the author of that brown package that you received. You know what I'm saying? None other than Julia, the motherfucking truth.
Oh, I think the brother fell out.
Oh, he fell out?
Yeah, I think he fell out. He was just in there. I was about to just bring him on.
I we'll pull him back up. You know what I'm saying? What's to get in?
That brown paper package better not be Reggie.
It don't matter.
Oh no.
That shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
We're not running the kangaroo court, counselor.
Yeah,
let's
you know what I'm saying? Dressed up for court and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Came dressed ready for court.
Objection.
Overruled.
Pandering to a key witness.
Yeah. You know
there's no partiality being shown in my court. I can assure you.
Julia, can you hear us? You good, Julia?
Yes, sir. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
We can hear you good. Okay. So today I brought up charges on the lineal title. Now in the case of the LDBC versus the IBF, it was pointed out that the Aboriginal people and New Zealanders were not represented well. So I wanted to keep a note on that because we will go back to that. Okay. The lineal title.
Objection. First off, that not only represented
overruled.
Sheesh. Okay, so
let the prosecution keep going.
Okay, so the lineal title has been nothing but a popularity contest, and we're going to get to the bottom of that today. Now, to become a lineal champ, if I could pull up exhibits, you know what I'm saying? If you can for me, let's see if we can get that pulled up for you. My exhibit A is this lineal title shenanigans. Oh, now I got to do it from this joint. You got me?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to go to how you can lose your lineal title. And that's if a fighter is beaten in a contest in the ring within his weight class, if he formally retires, or if he vacates the weight class, correct? Now, I want to bring up Tyson Fury, because I'd be damned if he didn't retire after that Klitschko fight and he came back saying he was the lineal champ. And the lineal allowed it. Not only that, the lineal says nothing about drugs because he retired because of a failed drug test. And he still came back with the champ. And they're promoting him on the website as the lineal heavyweight champion. Another question, you know what I'm saying, or another issue that's bullshit with this lineal title. Who he beat to say he was the lineal champion? Now, he beat Little Klitschko. And at the time, Little Klitschko was ranked number 2, while Big Klitschko was number 1. To become lineal champ, number 1 has to face number 2, or number 1 has to face number 3, and the winner becomes the lineal champion. Number 2 faced number 3. And because number 2 faced number 3, and 1 and 2 didn't want to face each other because they're brothers, they just gave it to whoever one was most active. You can't pass this on. This is something that must be won. On top of this being a title that I have yet to see anyone hold in their hand. I don't know what the Lineal Championship looks like. Now, that's my main issue with him. But we could go to the second part of this. And this is where my star witness comes into play. The Lineal has they do their rankings by top 5 rankings. That's how you know who number 1 and number 2, number 3 is to fight. Who ranks these guys? I could tell you who ranks these guys. The Ring Magazine. The Ring Magazine does the rankings. Your Honor, you have a magazine that's just been delivered to you because of that magazine. Because of that very magazine, I have a star witness here. And I would like to call him to the stand. Junior the Truth, can you please explain to the people why the Punch Junkie magazine was created and the falsehood narratives that Ring Magazine likes to display on them pieces of paper?
Yes, indeed. The Punch Junkie magazine is a magazine that is brought to the forefront and brought into existence due to the misrepresentation of Black fighters within the popular media, within the ring magazines and boxing scene and so on and so forth. The underrepresentation of the American Black fighters, the actual demonizing, vilifying of Black fighters, as well as several other things. Case in point, the Ring Magazine is owned by Golden Boy Promotions, if I'm not mistaken. Golden Boy Promotions, one of the most popular events that's taken place in recent history with Golden Boy Promotions, revolved around some racial slurs that were slung around by the PR director and a third party entity as it relates to Mr. Al Heyman, referring to him with racial slurs and other innuendos. And if that magazine is owned by such a company, then it's no mystery that there will be a misrepresentation of American Black fighters. So there was a need for us to have the appropriate amount of representation as it relates to our Black fighters, as it relates to Black fans, as it relates to just overall Black people and the culture, which basically carries the sport of boxing on its back, in my opinion. So that is the origin of the Punch Junkie magazine. The magazine is of the people, by the people, and for the people. And ultimately, make no mistake, it is an authentic, fair account of current events within the sport of boxing as it relates to our actual all fighters, but in particular, Black fighters. Yes, indeed.
Thank you. Now, while I have you on the stand, now the fact that Ring Magazine does this Lineal stuff, they're only 50% of the I guess the rankings. They go in and it's another portion. And the other half is called if I'm not mistaken, the Transitional Boxing Rankings Board, TBRB, or some crazy shit like that. Now, prosecutor, can I ask you the odds 1 to 44? Is that good odds? If you go by a bitch house 44 times and you only fuck once, is that good odds? No, not at all. Okay, Your Honor, would you say that's good odds?
No, sir.
Okay, what about you, Junior Truth? Would you say that's good odds?
It depends on how good the pussy is, but ultimately, no.
Okay. So I'm gonna put it to you like this: if you thought the Ring Magazine wasn't shit, the Transitional Boxing Board is even worse. These niggas got, and I'm gonna pull that up for you real quick. Oh, prosecutor, let me ask you this one: do you know a Brandon Stubbs? You do?
Sure.
You do? You know him?
Sure.
Okay.
I think he works in the forestry department.
No, Brandon Stubbs is and I'll pull that up for you, Your Honor. Let me see where we at. You see that guy right there? Is he pulled up? Brandon Stubbs.
Yep.
He's the official record keeper for these motherfuckers. And I say 1 to 44 because out of all 44 members, he the only black one. So you tell me between Ring Magazine and these motherfuckers, how can a black fighter become a lineal champ? If you thought that it was a misrepresentation of the Aborigine was on a belt with the IBF, then what do you have to say for all of these people with just my man Brandon keeping the records? You know what I'm saying? In the corner somewhere. Explain those things to me. You know what I'm saying? Talk about bad representation. What are we going to do about the Ring Magazine and these guys, you know what I'm saying, as far as lineal championships? You tell me, man. They're making the rankings. And it's a popularity contest. I rest my case.
Thank you.
Any questions?
I'll get to the questions a bit later. I first want to address some of the falsehoods that Counselor has been making with regards to this linealship. You know what I mean? So what he fails to tell the courts today is that he's only giving you half of the truth. He's only telling you about the Ring magazine. He's only telling you about the transnational boxing ranking, but he's failed to tell you about also ESPN and also the World Boxing News, who's part of the whole linealship, the whole lineal process. It's 4 boxing publications that determine the rankings, the top 5s. With the average, not just the Ring magazine, not just along with the trans national boxing ranking. It comes with 4. You know what I mean? So you're absolutely wrong about that. You need to do a little bit more research and read the actually the deposition a little bit better, because it clearly states that. And actually, I'll show you in a diagram that I put together how the linealship works with 4 boxing publications, because you want to go back to this new era, or where these sanctioning bodies are consistently raping our fighters, you know what I mean, with sanctioning fees and paying dues to get in their rankings, and having undeserved fighters fight for title shots, while these sanctioning bodies keep on creating multiple belts, further confusing the fan. But once again, allow me to share my screen real quick, so we can see what I'm talking about with regards to my let me share my entire screen here, if I can do that. Bear with
Objection.
me for a second.
He's bringing it up, Your Honor. Objection.
Bear with me for a second, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Now, Your Honor,
let him present his case. You presented your case. Let him present his.
Do you see do you see the screen? And what we have here is the first representation of what the lineal system is. As you see, is the 4 different boxing publications and their ranking systems. We are now here in the super middleweight division, where we seen the loathed Canelo just recently fight. And as you can see in all the rankings, consistency. You know what I mean? We're not seeing in the IBF a bunch of no-name Germans named Leon. We're seeing what everybody's talking about. We're seeing Canelo. We're seeing Caleb Plant. We're seeing Benavidez. You know what I mean? Consistently the same. Canelo, Benavidez, Plant, Canelo, Benavidez, Billy Joe Saunders, Plant. There's an anomaly right there, but still we see a consistency. Once again, Canelo, Plant, Benavidez. You average these all up, and that's how you come up with the consensus one and a number two. You know what I mean? Who but the boxing publications themselves that report and watch these fighters on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, report and watch these fighters. Who but themselves are should be at task to be ranking these fighters? Like you
Objection,
just showed,
objection,
like you just showed us with the
objection,
TRB.
Your Honor.
You want this.
Order.
You want to be
Oh,
discriminatory against. You
hold
want to be
on.
discriminatory against the Caucasian race by saying, "Oh, there's only
Yeah,
one,
he
there's
didn't
only one
interrupt you.
there's only one African American writer there." But what you failed, what you didn't tell the court is that at least we can see all the writers. At least there's pictures and faces to who those writers are. Can we go to the sanctioning bodies and ask and see who those faces are and part of the committees who's ranking these fighters? We cannot do that. We cannot do that with the WBC. We can't do that with the IBF. We can't do that with the WBO, and we can't do that with the WBA. God damn it! So what is you talking about? You just showed me 44 faces. You saw me 44 faces that I can go to, I can email and tell and say, yo, I don't like the way you wrote shit. I don't like the way you ranked that fighter. You know what I mean? I'm putting something to that face. You can't do that with these sanctioning bodies. They faceless. They taking money. They taking and they passing out or they taking in vanilla envelopes. That's what's going on with the Lineal ship. Don't have no sanctioning fees. Don't got no sanctioning fees. They might not got no belt, but there ain't no sanctioning fees. All day, y'all niggas want to talk about pound for pound, huh? Talk about pound for pound this, pound for pound that. Why ain't this nigga on the pound for pound list, huh? Why ain't this nigga got the pound for pound crown? But tell me where you saw a pound for pound crown. Have you saw a pound for pound crown? Where is it at? Show me the pound for pound belt. There is no pound for pound belt, but niggas all day want to argue about it and discuss about it because it's something real. It goes all the way back. It goes all the way back to Sugar Ray Robinson. It has a type of lineage. You know, dig? Just like the Lineal ship has lineage. Huh? All the way back to Jack Johnson. Huh? All the way back to Joe Louis, Henry Armstrong. Ray Robinson. That's the type of lineage we talking about. No sanctioning fees, no belts included. We talking about the best fighting the best, the man who beat the man who beats the man. And when lineage is broken, that's when we get a box off. We need to figure out who the consensus one and number two is, and who better to determine that than the boxing publications who watch the fighters and watch the fights and report on boxing on a day-to-day basis. That
was so beautiful. That was so beautiful. Want me to tell you what's so beautiful about that, Your Honor? He just said he want to give the keys to old media. I cover the fucking fights. I do the shit that they do. Me, us, the fam. The usual suspects do that shit. Fuck them. Just that simple. The reason why we here is because they on that bullshit. I gave you two that was somewhat. You named ESPN? We already know they not legit. Come on. Are you crazy?
Objection.
Hold on. And then on top of that, you didn't give me no breakdown of how Tyson Fury is still a lineal champ when the motherfucker, under two circumstances, he should have lost that title. And they parade him around still. He retired and he got caught doing drugs. Talk to me. But don't talk to me spicy. Tell me.
It's if you read the deposition in the Lineal Boxing Champs, it says you lose the linealship through drug loss, through drug use. It clearly states that. Why he's being paraded around as the lineal champion by other platforms is for the reason why my client has taken a plea.
No.
Because there's other factors at hand. There's a bigger picture. There's a bigger situation that matter. But the fact remains is that what you can see is consistency with these fighters and who belongs in the rankings. You cannot deny that. You cannot deny that. Allow me to go to the welterweight division.
Hold on, Your Honor. He did not. He tried to skip over that by lying. Don't. We don't have
me to go to the. Allow me to go to the welterweight division.
Hold on.
Where we see Terrence Crawford consistently at 1 and 2.
Gentlemen, we're not running the kangaroo court. Let's go one at a time. Let's be gentlemen.
I allowed him to unravel his lengthy case without any interruptions, but this man continues to interrupt me. And you find that fine in your court of law, Your Honor. Allow me to display my case.
Yeah,
because this is nothing but truths, and he gave you falsehoods by only giving you half of the story.
Order in the court. I'll hold you in contempt.
All I did was ask him. All I was asking is that he wanted to give the keys to O Media.
Now, proceed with your case. And if you have any closing arguments, you'll be able to make them also. Now, to the defense, continue, prosecution. You can have a closing argument after, and then I'll have a ruling judgment, and then we'll go to the AB case.
Okay.
Once again, we're looking at the welterweight division, and we're seeing consistency with these 4 boxing publications. Yes, you want to label them as old media, but it's for us as new media to oust and bump one of these and multiple of these boxing publications and put ourselves in there. You understand? This can't, right. Punch Junkie needs to remove the Ring magazine out of the situation. But my key witness, Junior the Truth, may I ask you this question? I'm so pleased that you've coming out with this boxing publication, definitely to uplift and showcase the black fighter that a lot of times with this old media gets left behind. But in the case of that, in this case, we're dealing with ranking situations. We need to know consistency, consensus rankings, so we can find out who the lineal championship or who deserves to be the best. Now, with the Punch Junkie magazine, do we have rankings? Because if we don't have rankings, we cannot shit on these other boxing publications to the point where they're saying they're totally irrelevant. Because one thing I've shown you is that we can agree that 90% of those fighters that are in the top 3 and the top 5, we all agree on this panel that they deserve to be there. Now, I asked Junior the Truth, do we have rankings in this quarter?
Yes, indeed. In the first inaugural episode, the inaugural magazine, if you tend and turn into page 28, you will see a list ranking for pound, as sponsored by Trill Boxing Talk. There is a ranking there. We are currently forming a committee that will consist of varying individuals from varying walks of life and varying walks of life, varying demographics, and varying age groups that will formulate a ranking system solely and authentically presented by the Punch Junkie boxing magazine. So yes.
Excellent, excellent. That's great to hear. That's something on the definitely on the come up. I see that the Punch Junkie magazine also recognizes the pound for pound, which doesn't have an official belt or a crown, but it's still being definitely displayed in the magazine. So let that be on the record, Your Honor, that the most credible, the beautiful Punch Junkie magazine definitely salutes the pound for pound ranking that doesn't have a official belt or official crown. But moving on, let me give you a little historical lesson with regards to the Lineal, with regards, because many people want to talk about undisputed and say undisputed determines the Lineal. It makes the reset, and that's not true. And let me take you back to a situation where we had the undefeated heavyweight champion in Michael Spinks, who defeated Larry Holmes, who was the long reigning heavyweight champion, the IBF champion, I believe. He beat the man. You know what I mean? Michael Spinks then went on. He was supposed to fight, I guess, Tony Tucker in a mandatory fight, but he decided he wanted to fight Jerry Cooney, where they then stripped they then stripped Spinks of the IBF, and Tucker and Buster Douglas, I believe, fought for it. Tucker ended up winning it, and now we move on to Mike Tyson cleaning up the rest of the belts and becoming undisputed, but there was still a dispute. And what was that dispute? Because many boxing publications, many boxing fans, maybe a minority of boxing fans, but there were some boxing fans that believed that Michael Spinks was still the true heavyweight champion, the people's champ, because he beat the man, the long reigning man. Even though Mike Tyson defeated old Larry Holmes, he didn't beat the Larry Holmes that reigned for 10 years. That was Michael Spinks. So when it all said and done, they had to get that corrected, and they ended up fighting, and Tyson settled that dispute. Even though that he was undisputed, like I said, people still disputed the fact, and they believed that Michael Spinks was another was the real champion. That's how deep this linealship goes. That's the lineage, not these belts, these trinkets hold. It's the lineage. It's where it goes back to. The man beating the man. That's what it's all about. You understand? Now we're in a time where these belts, these sanctioning bodies, they're creating belts like new currency. But we need to go back to a simpler time. Go back to the gold standard. Go back to the lineal standard. That's what I have for you, my honor.
Go back to the old media standard. I got some questions for the defense. You still have not addressed this Tyson Fury. Can you tell me how did the Little Klitschko get it when he was number 2?
Objection.
Sustained. Answer the question, counselor.
This case is about the linealship, not about Tyson Fury's constant attachment to this linealship.
See, that's the beautiful thing about
his WBC attachment is just as dubious, but they're not on trial right now. The linealship is. And what I'm
Oh,
what I'm trying to display is that their ranking, their process of ranking and their process of determining who the best fighters are much better, are much better than these sanctioning bodies.
Your Honor, he's not answering. Can you
These
put a
sanctioning
mic?
bodies. You
Can you
want to
put a
put
mic to
these
the Your Honor?
fancy words and these cute code words like old media, but what's funny is that you don't have no cute code words for sanctioning bodies
Okay,
who's
okay, hold on,
robbing
hold on,
you,
hold
who's
on.
robbing the fighter daily
We're not talking
because
about
you
the
like
other
it.
sanctioning
You
body. We're
like
talking
bending
about
over.
the
You
Your
like bending over to them
Honor,
sanctioning bodies, huh?
come on, Your Honor, man. He's not answering the question. I asked him about Klitschko. He didn't answer. I said, "How did little Klitschko get it?" He didn't answer. It all boils
Little
down to
Klitschko, because you lied once again. You lied once again by telling the court that Vitaly Klitschko was number one and Vlad was number two, when in actuality Vladimir Klitschko was the number one and he fought the number three, who was Ruslan Shagayev. Understand, that's how he got the distinction as lineal champion, not as number two and number three. Oh, because they decided. Nah, bro. It was consensus that Vladimir Klitschko was the number one, not Vitaly at the time. Vitaly was people thought he was the better fighter in hindsight, but at the time, Vitaly was inactive, in and out of the ring, injured.
okay, okay. Well,
Stop it! Come on,
Lineal
can't
Boxing
pull this bullshit.
Championship.com.
One versus three. He fought
LinealChampionship.com.
Ruslan Shagayev, and that's how we got the distinction as a lineal. And
Okay,
until then, he reigned for like 8 or 9 years until he met Tyson Fury.
okay, and that's what leads
okay.
me to
He
my
answered the
point here.
question. You got
Not
something?
because
Prosecution.
not my what led me up to this. Tyson Fury today on LinealBoxingChampionship.com is a lineal champ after retiring and get caught doing drugs.
My argument for that is that when he fought Wilder the second time,
No,
they were consensus. When he fought Wilder the second time, they were consensus number one and number two. The winner of that fight is determined as a lineal championship. Therefore, Tyson Fury on paper won that fight. Therefore, he's the lineal champion. What do you have to say to that?
he was lineal champion before that fight.
I'm ready to make. I'm ready to render
He was lineal
judgment.
champion before that
I'm re-
fight.
I'm re- I'm ready to render judgment. I'm ready for the next case.
Go ahead.
Okay. We find in the case of the lineal verse, the LDBC, we find them guilty on all charges.
For the black. For the black.
Uh, I think the ranking system is kind of outlandish, but don't worry, we got the punch junkie here to get it right. We gonna get them right. We gonna get them right.
You know what I'm saying? Just that simple.
Next case on the docket. Look like you look like you with this one, Stills. And we gonna end it. We gonna end it after this.
Yeah. What's the next case?
Next case on the docket, the LDBC versus Adrian Broner.
Okay. Okay. Now, I would like to say first off that this is not the defense or this is not the prosecution's case. It just fell on his desk. This was supposed to be somebody else. So this is exonerated from the prosecutor's record. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. You know what I'm saying? Because we know our fellow wasn't supposed to. You know what I'm saying? But okay. So what's the charges, man? Because I'm defending AB. You know what I'm saying? I got my witness here with me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Well, what the fuck is the charges against AB today? This is bullshit.
I mean, AB is charged with Embezzling the fans. Fan embezzlement.
Junior,
Over and over again.
Is there any other charge?
He
Is there any other charges, or is it just embezzlement?
that's what landed on my table. I mean, my fax machine is broke, so there might be something they trying to send in or whatever. But yo, that's all I got. Fan embezzlement.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, they ain't shit. They ain't about shit. All right.
Oh, boy, those are heavy charges, bro. In boxing court.
Yeah, I know. That is heavy charges. We about to, you know what I'm saying? AB for the people, man. The whole hood know. You want to start it off? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and start it off, and then I'll defend.
All right. Well, Your Honor, in the case of AB, we have a talent, a great talent that is a underachiever, a man that can't stay dedicated, a man that couldn't get to the next level by defeating those upper echelon fighters, but always blaming when he lost, blaming somebody else but himself. A man getting into those pressure pack fights and wouldn't let his hands go. Wouldn't let his hands go when this is the name of the game. How you win the fight is by letting your hands go. You talk a great game. You even rap a good song. But when you get in the ring, you can't put those combinations together. But you tell us you're going to do this and you do that. And our fans believe you over and over again. After you always fail us with different outside the ring antics by not coming through with the best performance. We seen a couple weeks back a mediocre opponent that should have been a walkthrough, but was made to look competitive. We seen a quick switch up of opponent in the case of Michael or Michelle Rivera, who's an undefeated upstart prospect that looked real good at that 140, 147 limit. But all of a sudden, his name got taken off of the list. But we're expecting excitement. You know what I mean? We're excited. This is the guy we say he's fighting the best all the time. But right now, he's looking like he's cherry picking his opponents. Yes, he came back from a long layoff, but from what? A layoff of what? Lazing around? Not being disciplined? Doing other things? Did you win a Grammy? Did you sell? Did you stream 1 million off of Spotify? I don't think so. So what was Adrian Broner doing? We're allowing laziness and compensating it with flash and wit. No, I want to see grit and determination in our fighters. And that's how he's embezzling our fans consistently. He's embezzling our fans and believing that he's going to turn around a new leaf and be this top-notch fighter that we once believed that he was going to be. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised if the PBC, who is also on this docket, has future plans to embezzle the fans, because that's his partner, mind you. Future plans to further embezzle the fans with a pay-per-view of such nature. That is definitely on the horizon. You mark my word. We'll see another Adrian Broner pay-per-view, and we'll see another Adrian Broner loss on that pay-per-view. $75.99. That's my opening statements, Your Honor.
Man, y'all got the game fucked up. AB beat that boy. And before I even give any opening statements, I'm going to pass it off. Junior the Truth. I seen him warming up. It was hard not to bust out laughing. He was putting on his chapstick. He said, "Ooh, I'm about to kill this nigga. I'm about to kill this nigga right here." So I ain't even going to say that else. You know what I'm saying? Junior the Truth, you got the floor.
The first thing that I heard the prosecutor say that rang out for me was he called Adrian a problem broner, an underachiever. If we can turn to page 28 of Punch Junkie magazine, and we can look at the pound for pound list, the top 10 pound for pound list as presented by Trill Boxing Talk. We can look and we will see that number 1 is Jamel Charlo. Number 2 is Terrence Bud Crawford. Number 3 is Errol Spence Jr. Number 4 is Arthur Beterbiev. Number 5 is Josh Taylor. Number 6 is Manny Pacquiao. Number 7 is Teofimo Lopez. Number 8 is Jose Ramirez. Number 9 is Vasily Lomachenko. Number 10 is Alexander Usyk. By large in point, it is a very, very popular pound-for-pound list throughout the Lions Den boxing community. It is one that people tend to look at with an extreme amount of accuracy. And when I look at this pound-for-pound list, minus Manny Pacquiao, who is an anomaly in the current landscape of the sport of boxing, minus him, the other 9 people on this list have not achieved what Adrian the Problem Broner has achieved with regard to his accolades within the sport of boxing. 4 division world champion, 4-time early. I think he might be the second earliest to ever do it. If Adrian the Problem Broner was to stop boxing right now, he is indeed a Hall of Fame fighter. So to call a Hall of Fame caliber fighter an underachiever is a very, very, very significant misstep by the counselor. And I would actually move to have that stricken from the record because that is a tremendous misstatement. Adrian the Problem Broner has indeed achieved a Hall of Fame caliber career to this point. Secondly, another thing that spun out to me was that the prosecutor said that the name of the game of boxing is letting your hands go, and it is not. The name of the game, the science that we love, is to hit and to not get hit. Some of the greatest fighters of all time have been defensive fighters. Some of the greatest fighters that we sing praises to, that we idolize, that we grew up idolizing, that we currently watch, we still idolize, are tremendously defensive sound fighters. When we say Sweet Pea Pernell Whitaker, when we say Floyd Money Mayweather, when we say, there's various fighters who were very, very defensive fighters. They were not get in there and let your hand go fighters. So that was another miscalculation by the prosecution to insinuate that the only way to be a successful boxer is to indeed let your hands go and to punch and to get into firefights and so on and so forth, which is what I will be led to believe based on his statement. This is it. And then lastly, to insinuate that Adrian the Problem Broner is embezzling the fans for financial gains is funny to me, because Adrian the Problem Broner has one pay-per-view fight. That was versus Manny Pacquiao. The rest of his fights have not been on pay-per-view, or am I mistaken? I believe he has one pay-per-view fight. So he has not established himself as a pay-per-view fighter at this time. But being that he's not on pay-per-view, Adrian the Problem Broner still continues to be one of the biggest draws in the sport of boxing. He still continues to be one of the most polarizing figures in the sport of boxing. He still continues to be a fighter who takes on challengers. He is actually one of, if not the only fighter in this generation who I have literally heard allow his fans or the boxing fans to pick his opponent, and he went and fought the motherfucking opponent. He went and fought the opponent that the fans. He didn't talk. It wasn't no Twitter shit. It wasn't no goddamn Instagram shit. It wasn't no YouTube videos. He wasn't talking to no goddamn boxing voice. None of them motherfuckers. He allowed his fans to pick the fight. The boxing fans picked the fight, and he went and he fought the motherfucker in what is still my favorite Adrian Apollo Broner fight to this day. That is the fight versus Marcos Maidana. Adrian Apollo Broner overachieved. He is overachieved. He is not underachieved. He is overachieved with regard to the sport of boxing. Jumping over, moving up 2 weight divisions and capturing a title in that weight division. Don't get it fucked up. He moved up 2 weight divisions and captured a title in that weight division. So to call him an underachiever is, you understand what I'm saying? And so the funny thing too that with regard to this is the inconsistency of boxing fans. The inconsistency of boxing fans. 1 minute we worry about what somebody does in the ring, and we don't worry about what happens outside of the ring. That's usually reserved to the fighters that are undefeated, i.e. Floyd Money Mayweather. But now all of a sudden, now we're bringing in his outside of the ring issues with regard to him embezzling the fight fans. Either we're worried about him and him fighting inside the ring, or we worried about his entire life. And if we're going to be worried about his entire life, then we need to worry about the entire life of all of these fighters, because the same people who bring up Adrian Apollo Broner's outside issues, they never bring up the issues of Sergey Kovalev. They never bring up the Danny Kinahan issues. They never bring up the motherfucking the shit Tyson Fury has gone through, or so on and so forth. They never bring up any of the domestic violence. Motherfuckers be doing all kind of shit outside of the sport of boxing, and it's never brought up. But they take the outside issues of Adrian Apollo Broner and bring it into the forefront as if that shit outweighs his career. Meanwhile, you have fighters who have served prison sentences because of felony charges, and they still continue to be some of the greatest of all time fighters on people's lists. So we can't have it both ways, in my opinion. Absolutely. At the end of the day, Drink More Water said AB is no Hall of Fame fighter, in your opinion. Drink more water. Fuck your opinion, my brother. You feel me? Your opinion is wrong.
Objection.
Overruled.
This whole damn
Let
court
the
is out
witness
of order.
continue.
Oh, my fault. Hey, at the end of the day, Adrian
Overruled.
Apollo Broner
What?
is
Badgering the jury, bro.
Adrian Apollo Broner is a Hall of Fame fighter.
Overruled.
He is a Hall of Fame fighter. And if you have the opinion that he is not a Hall of Fame fighter, then I have to question your boxing knowledge. I have to question your boxing knowledge. At the end of the day, we can't have it both ways. You understand what I'm saying? We never demonize any of the white fighters. We never hold mainstream media to the or the old media. We never hold their feet to the fire with regard to demonizing these other fighters. The motherfuckers. This motherfucker Kovalev broke a bitch neck. You understand what I'm saying? He broke a bitch neck and kicked the dog in the chest. The dog still got to wear a lampshade around his motherfucking head. And nobody brings that shit up. But you motherfuckers want to talk to me about the situation with Adrian Apollo Broner, and you're asking what was he doing in his life? He was raising his motherfucking children. He was raising his children. This time when you've seen Adrian Broner out of the ring, every time you see him, he is with his family. He is with his children. And he is trying to get himself into a healthy space. We can't have it both ways.
Now, with regards to how a fighter is supposed to win a fight, I believe you were incorrect on that. You do have to throw punches. Boxing is based off a 10-point scoring system. When you throw punches, you score points. That's how judges decide whether to score it around 10-9, or if you get a knockdown by throwing a punch, that automatically deducts a point from that score. So possibly you might get an 8 if you get knocked down twice, a 7. That's how fights get scored. So you do have to throw punches to win a fight. You just can't be solely defensive. So what I mean by that is that you have to not just be defensive, that you actually have to counter and throw punches. Adrian Broner hasn't been countering nicely. He hasn't been effectively scoring to win these fights against the upper echelon contenders, which that's where I believe he's underachieving because he's a great talent that should be defeating these fighters, should be looking spectacular, should be blowing out these mediocre, unheralded prospects, but he's not doing that. That's where I have to say that I haven't misspoke with regards to his underachievements. Now, I wanted to get to another a situation with this whole well, not so much the Hall of Fame, but
I
the
objected like I objected like two
the
minutes
way
ago.
you the way you speak
Oh,
the way you speak of
overrule. Let him finish his point. Let him
the
finish
way
his
you
point.
speak of Broner jumping up from division to division, getting championships, um, you're crediting him for doing that, but at the same time, Canelo gets bashed for doing that same exact thing.
Canelo is a drug cheat. Canelo's a drug cheat.
Bashed for
Canelo's a drug cheat.
staying in one
Canelo's a drug
division
cheat.
and not develop.
Canelo is a fucking drug cheat. I object. Canelo Alvarez is a
Objection.
drug cheat.
The counselor is overruling my rebuttal right now. I need to speak freely, Your Honor. Thank you.
Continue.
Once again, these same things that we're upholding for Broner, not dominating in the division, but jumping up from division to division and getting championship belts against mediocre title holders, not true champions, not the real high hanging fruit of the division. We're giving Broner that credence, but at the same time bashing guys like Canelo. We have to have the same type of energy for all fighters, whether they're black, Spanish, white, or Asian, or what have you. And that's what I have to say to that. But at the same time, like I say in conclusion, Broner, he has been in the late. We can't take away from some of the great fights that he's stepped up to, but let's be real, he's fallen and come up short in a lot of these fights with once again Pacquiao. He should have took out Vargas, but he ended up with a draw. I mean, being up in the welterweight division, he hasn't shown to be a great talent as we thought he should be. You know what I mean? But right now, he's looking lackluster. 300,000 viewers on Showtime last week, and we want to talk about that. Broner is making the people watch and bringing them in. I disagree with that. I think people are starting to wake up and see that Broner's not uh, uh, really wanting to fight the best. He's cherry picking. He's going through division to division and seeing what's hot. When now all of a sudden 140 is looking like there might be something opening it up, and you talking about 140. All of a sudden, Regis Prograis got some word for you. You want to sick Tank Davis on Regis Prograis. Come on, man. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. We want to see a real fight. Regis Prograis called you out. He at 147. He 140, or he could be a catchweight fighter. He came over to the PBC. He got words for you, and you ain't saying nothing back. You ain't said nothing back to him. You suck. You stuck your girlfriend Tanky on the boy to holler back at him. You know what I
I
mean?
object.
You got
That's a homosexual innuendo. I object.
Sustain. He's right. Get to your point, counselor.
There's nothing wrong
I
with
mean, prosecutor.
we all know there's homosexual innuendos going on in this sport. When your client has been seen wearing a fingernail polish. Yeah, understand. Your client has been seen in the back of clubs trying to kiss on Tank Davis. You know what I mean? His girlfriend Tanky Davis. We would. I wish I had the evidence to show, but unfortunately, I had to delete that disgustingness from my computer and from my film and from my. It's true, but that so understand. I'm not being any way facetious or jokingly when I talk about these homosexual innuendos, because they are real. They are real.
Is that all? Is that all prosecuted?
Man, that's some bullshit.
Does
Once
anybody
again,
have any closing arguments?
Go ahead, Julia. What you got, Julia?
I got to close an argument. The prosecutor stated that in order, once again, he doubled down on in order to for fighters to win fights, they have to go in and throw their hands, let their hands go, and actually land more punches or whatnot than their opponent. That is inaccurate. We have watched just as recent as last month, we watched a title change hands in which a fighter actually landed less punches. We see several instances where fighters land less punches and have more effective punching in lesser punches and win fights. So that is very, very inaccurate. And also to go back to the Canelo Alvarez argument, he made it, and this is once again where we play both sides of the fence, because he demonized Adrian the Problem Broner for moving up in 2 weight classes, fighting a champion, and not going after the high hanging fruit, even though that's not accurate. But he demonized him for that, and then mentioned Canelo Alvarez, who has gone up in weight and had these acquired these titles while avoiding the cream of the crop in each division. Canelo Alvarez got a title at 160 pounds and was allowed to defend that motherfucker at 155 pounds. He was allowed to defend a 160-pound title at 155 pounds. And it's apples and oranges. You cannot compare the accomplishments of Canelo Alvarez to the accomplishments of Adrian the Problem Broner with regard to the accolades as it relates to the titles. It's not possible. It's not possible. It's apples and oranges. So you can't celebrate Canelo Alvarez and demonize Adrian the Problem Broner. You got to keep this shit consistent. And that's the problem with that's the problem with us as boxing fans and boxing community, because we have the inability to keep this shit consistent. A lot of you motherfuckers is closet Canelo Alvarez fans. Canelo Alvarez is a drug cheat. He served a suspension for cheating. He served a suspension for being popped with a performance-enhancing drug. That's never happened to Adrian the Problem Broner. That's never happened to Adrian the Problem Broner. You understand what I'm saying? And you do not, you guys continuously celebrate Canelo Alvarez. You continuously celebrate him. You have to keep this shit consistent. If it's good for the goose, if it's good for the gander, if you're going to bring up the shit that's going on in Adrian the Problem Broner's problem life, then you motherfuckers damn sure better be talking about Kovalev. You damn sure better be talking about Daniel Cunningham and Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders and all the shit that's going on over in the UK.
Objection. We have pending cases on all those fighters.
Overruled.
Strike that off the record, please.
So that is it. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we keep this inconsistent. The argument that Adrian the Problem Broner is embezzling fans is definitely just in nature inaccurate, because at the end of the day, once again, he has had one pay-per-view fight, unlike Canelo Alvarez, who really truly is embezzling money from the fight fans. He continues to offer lackluster fights versus lackluster opponents, charging a premium rate. We have to keep this shit consistent. I rest my case, goddamn me.
Okay, man, we're ready to render judgment and move on to the PBC case, and we're gonna have that one be the last case, man.
Goddamn it, y'all can't fuck with me. I make this shit look easy. This is Jordan versus Elo. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna go back to the crowd because y'all can't fuck with me. And I might come freestyle next, goddamn me, y'all fella. I might come freestyle next.
Bring it.
In the courtroom, I ain't joking. Canelo Alvarez sucking dick. The niggas choking. Bars.
Jesus, great. Yeah, it's
Bars.
crazy, man. Oh man, I was trying. Oh man. Oh, let me render judgment, man. In the case of AB versus the LDBC, we find the defense not guilty. Good job.
Works. That works. That works for me.
All work is easy work. I'm about to go eat some pussy.
Salute, Junior. Salute. We appreciate you.
Our star witness, man. Salute for that, man. Thank you, man.
This is a fun one, man.
Salute to my brother, the odd fellas. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
All right. Next case on the docket. God damn it. The LDBC versus the PBC.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
And BFTB, you gonna be defending the PBC, right?
He said, hold on a sec, y'all.
It's
My
whatever
man
y'all
Jay-
want to do.
Hold on a sec. Sorry, y'all. J.A. Dixon said, damn, no word from the jury. I told y'all, comment. If y'all enter the case, that's the point. Y'all the jury in the chat. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
BFTB, he gonna defend the PBC. You know what I'm saying? And me and our fella prosecute this one.
Y'all gonna prosecute? You want me to defend?
Wow, y'all gonna double team BFTB?
Or do you want me to prosecute and y'all defend?
Nah, man, fuck them.
No.
I'm killing these niggas right now. Truth be told.
Nah, you gotta defend BFTB. They wanted to see you on the defense BFTB.
I'm feeling these niggas.
Let's get it. You want to see me on defense? Let's get it.
Yeah. That's what they wanted. They seen you prosecute somebody. They said literally, they was like, I want to see BFTB on the defense. Because I always feel like, keep it real, to be honest with you, I feel like it's harder to defend somebody than prosecute somebody. In my judgment.
You just gotta
I do.
You just gotta be the shit like I am. Let's get to it.
You about to lose, nigga. You about to lose, nigga. You're losing today.
Charges against the
Alright.
PBC.
Opening statements.
Yeah, what's the charge?
The charges against the PBC, we have once again fan embezzlement, and the second heaviest charge is the retardation of boxing.
Oh, I got one too. You know what I'm saying? Consistently fumbling the rock. Yeah.
Control substance.
Nah. When they got power. You know what I'm saying? Fucking up the power in this whole little shit. But and we'll get into that. All right, what's your opening statements, Alfella? Go ahead.
I mean, PBC. Yes, the PBC, a great company that's known for bringing back big time boxing to cable TV, so-called free TV. But I'm gonna show you that it ain't really free TV when it's on cable TV. But PBC was able to successfully bring big time boxing back to cable TV. You know what I mean? But since that honeymoon, it hasn't been too nice. Since that honeymoon, it hasn't been too nice, and we haven't got the fights that we deserve. We haven't. During the pandemic, it took the PBC 6 months to regroup and figure out what they was gonna do, and finally get a little bubble studio popping. And I think their first fight was Angelo Leo fight. While other networks had they shit on and popping, backyards going off, different bubbles, you know what I mean, across the nation, across the globe, were erected while the PBC were fumbling the rock, not doing nothing. But at least they were diversifying their fighters' careers. They're buying real estate and shit like that. They're, you know what I mean, getting new businesses and whatnot. They definitely keep their fighters real fed and real comfortable and whatnot. But what about us fans? I mean, what about us fans? You know what I mean? Hopefully this will come up. My exhibit A. Let me stop my screen here and share this exhibit A. And we'll it's a numbers thing that I want to show you. Oh shit! What I was hoping to show you, I was hoping to this guy always calling me.
Prosecution looking real shaky, Your Honor.
Yeah. Don't pull up no calculator. Don't pull up the calculator app on the joint, please.
Here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Court, do you see the screen? Do you see the schematic there? The worksheet. Now, what we have here is do I need to zoom in a little bit? There we go. And what we have here is the numbers, the monthly cost. So what we're seeing, I'm hearing some echo in the back, but what we're seeing, I'm averaging the cost of the monthly cable bill in North America. So $75 is the normal, is the average cable bill in North America. Some might say it's more than that, but we're averaging it out for basic cable. You know, dig? And moving on, what about internet? Internet, we'll average it out to at $60 as well. You know what I mean? So these are where these monthly cost numbers come from. $75 a month for monthly cable. The zone is $20 a month for the subscription, and then $60 for internet. You know what I mean? ESPN, $75 for your cable, $60 for your internet, and then the extra $5.99 if you want that ESPN Plus. You know what I mean? And then of course, last but not least, or last but least, Fight TV. You got to have internet for that, so $60. But they're primarily based in pay-per-views. You know what I mean? Now I got the schematic of how much pay-per-views we've seen within the last year. You know what I mean? And PBC is clearly the leader with four pay-per-views coming in at a whopping $75.99. We're had to come out of our pockets, coming in at a total cost of $1,203 to watch PBC championship fights. You know what I mean? Championship fights, mind you. Now, how many championship fights have the PBC broadcasted in the last year? That came up at 11. 11 fights. You see the zone right under there, who we love to shit on. They actually have 20. They've showcased 21 championship fights. You know why? Because they showcase female championship fights as well, which the PBC and ESPN rarely does. But the PBC doesn't showcase any female fights. They hating on the women. You know what I mean? Do we see some type of hate on the feminine side with the PBC? It clearly is there. So once again, only 11 fights, championship fights during the year that the PBC has been able to showcase. Once again, I displayed a paltry schedule during the pandemic. Average number. This is the average cost. This is a irrelevant number, but $109 per fight is what's coming out of our pockets from the PBC, compared to $45. You know what I mean? With the zone. ESPN's quite pricey at $176, but we see here this is over the $100 limit. Not a good look. We herald PBC as being such a great network, you know what I mean? And in the last year, they've only gave us 11 championship fights. You know what I mean? Charging us $1,200, you know what I mean, in the whole year. That's a pricey sum. 4 pay-per-views coming in at $75.99. 3 of them in the last in the last 4 or 5 months of the year that we're forced to come out of our wallets to get. So that's definitely indictment on the PBC for definitely getting in our wallets. But one thing that doesn't go to say the retardation of boxing. The retardation of boxing will be displayed by the collusion that I'm finding with the WBA. I'm seeing a pattern of the PBC.
Your Honor, I
I'm,
object. There's
I'm,
a lot of rambling going on, Your Honor. I would ask the prosecution to make a point and
I'm
let.
seeing this is the opening statements, and I'm laying out the fundamentals, the foundations. Now I just gave you the numbers, and now I'm giving you the collusion. So
Counselor,
we're
let him
moving on.
continue.
Thank you. Now I'm seeing collusion with the PBC and the WBA. We're a hater of these Reggie belts, these WBA Reggie belts. Once again, in a prior episode, we found the WBA guilty, but what other network messes with the WBA? None other than the PBC. 85% of those Reggie belts, of those WBA regular belts, are held by PBC fighters. Do I have to go to the box live right now? Does anybody object to that, or
You have
we
any
don't have to?
objections?
Yeah, you don't have to do that. No, you
Counselor?
don't have to do that because I still got to make an opening statement too. But mine easy and real quick. I got it real. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You ready? I can go.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I'll still present
Okay,
opening
my opening
statement.
statement is consistently fumbling the rock. Motherfuckers, first off, I salute the black. I love everything that the PBC do. You know what I'm saying? I definitely support. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. But at the same time, I'm gonna call bullshit when I see it. You motherfuckers had the IBF title, you know what I'm saying? And you motherfucking let Charles Martin sell that shit off over there to the bitch ass white boy, and now we going through all this fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? For number one. For number two, motherfucker, you had all three of the belts, you know what I'm saying, right back with Andy Ruiz. And instead of him getting hurt and doing all the goofy shit that Tyson Fury doing, you know what I'm saying, right now, and you could have just paid that shit off and had a motherfucking paid AJ off and had the fight with Wilder, you know what I'm saying? You decide not to do that shit. You goofy motherfuckers. That's for number two. You know what I'm saying? And then for number three, I don't remember the last time I see these niggas have an undisputed fight. Because you hold this shit up. And when you have the motherfucking chance to do the shit, you fuck it up some way, somehow. Consistently fumbling the motherfucking rock. All right, go ahead, BFTV. You got it.
I mean, was that it? I mean, I know y'all can do better
I
than
just
that.
want to do that, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll cross-examine each other, you know what I'm saying? We'll let you cook.
Yeah, cross-examine. You could present your opening case statement,
Well,
Counselor.
I mean, well, then by all means, thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. Next time, I would ask to get better prosecutors, because this is about to be light work. But with that being said, we'll address both, because my opening statements are very simple. 3 words: quality over quantity. The biggest names in the sport of boxing is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder and Errol the Truth Spence. It's the biggest name in boxing. Where did they fight at? The PBC, Your Honor. Did they fight last year? Yes, they did, Your Honor. Of all of the fights that counsel presented, of, oh, well, you know, they did this many and they did this many. How many do we remember, Your Honor?
That's a good point.
Don't worry about answering. We all know. The answer is none. We all know. So whereas you paid a bunch of fucking money for top rank bullshit and everybody else a bunch of bullshit and these nuts and all this other stuff, you paid a bunch of money for some bullshit. You paid for what you wanted. Quantity over quality. is what they are presenting. I'm telling you here at the PBC, we give you quality over quantity. We give you Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. We give you Errol the Truth Spence. We give you the fights that you want to see. That's what we give you. We over here at the PBC, presenting quality over quantity. Us giving you that. What we do is we allow our fighters to listen to the fans, to know what the fans want. We allow them to do that. And then we allow them the opportunity to go out and make those fights happen. Then we allow them, not only that, we pay them handsomely for it. We put them in the driver's seat of this car. We allow them to do that. We allow them to go out there, make the fights the fans want, and then pay us instead of us robbing and raping them and then paying them. We allow that, Your Honor. Whereas you buy all these bullshit things over here, stupid ass Top Rank and D's nuts and everybody else, you buy all that bullshit. And then you go home with a sour taste in your mouth. Here's the analogy, Your Honor. You go to the club, you find the baddest bitch in the world. She's there, she's fire. She's with you, she's with everything. She says, come to my house. I'm rich. I got bread. You go to her house. She takes off all of her clothes, badass body. You smash. And pussy's trash. That's what Top Rank and D's nuts give you. All nothing but a whole bunch of fluff. And you looking at it, you like, damn. And this shit look great. They're doing a lot over here. It looks real good. They're giving us a lot. There's a whole bunch of bullshit that they're throwing at us. It looks great. But it's garbage. Straight garbage. Wide open. You go hit the box and you like, I can hear the ocean. You want none of that. It's there, but you don't want it. But see, what the PBC presents you, what they give you that beautiful woman. She ain't the baddest. All right, she ain't the baddest. All right, because the baddest is gonna tell you, it's over there. They got the baddest and blah, 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 but that shit's trash. It's fake. Fake boobs, fake ass, liposuction on the waist. No, what we're giving you that woman that hit the gym. Yeah, she did squats for that back there. All this is real. She says, fuck the makeup, I'm good. I don't need the makeup. My face is bad enough. Okay, I might not be sitting on a fucking watermelon donkey like the one that bought they shit over there at Top Rank and D's nuts. I'm not sitting on that. But what I'm sitting on, I did squats to do. That's all real. We're presenting you that. We're giving you that. We're giving you something that you can take home to mama. And she gonna look at that and be like, oh, I bet. You did that, son. That's what we're giving you. These niggas is giving you all fluff over there. A whole bunch of bullshit. So yes, judge and jury, I ask you, if you take a woman home to mama, which one you trying to take home? The one that mama looks at and says, oh, she ain't got no makeup on, that's all her real hair? Man, okay, I see she got some, she that's a beautiful woman. Or would you rather bring home the IG model with the fake lips, the fake lashes, the fake hair, the fake titties, the fake ass, and liposuction? Who you bringing home to mama? We are what mom wants. We are what we know. We are giving you what's good for you. That's what we're giving you. And we're allowing our fighters to have control of their own lives and careers. And we're guiding them in what's right for the fans. That's what we're doing over here. So to counsel's point, when the counsel says, Counsel Supreme Beats, when Counsel Supreme says, we've dropped the ball. Your Honor, I beg to differ. I beg to differ on us dropping the ball when it comes to making Deontay Wilder versus Charles Martin. I beg to differ, Your Honor. Because we, like I so eloquently stated, we place our fighters in control of their careers. We give them that opportunity. We don't dictate over here, Your Honor. If you don't want to bring that woman home to your mom, we don't force you. If you don't want green eggs and ham, that's not the only food we give you. We give you options. We tell you this is what's good for you. These vegetables are good. But if you don't want to eat it and all you want to eat is chicken and watermelon, well, God damn it, we got that too. All right? We gave Charles Martin the opportunity to get his veggies in his life. He decided to go get some chicken and watermelon and went to the UK. We supported him wholeheartedly because that's what we do with our fighters. We support them wholeheartedly. We give them every opportunity to do the right thing. We tell them what it looks like. We bring them to the well to drink water. But we
hold on. Objection.
Overrule.
They don't eat vegetables. My mama like vegetable eating bitches.
Your Honor.
Okay. Overrule, prosecutor.
Thank you, Your Honor. I will get back to doing. Thank you, Your Honor. I will get back to doing what I was doing before I was so rudely and disrespectfully interrupted by Supreme Beast Council. We bring you to the water over here at PBC. We bring you to the water and we show you, we tell you that this water is crystal clear. You can see all the way down to the bottom of the well. It's hot outside and you can feel how cold that well of water is. It's beautiful water. What we refuse to do, Your Honor, is we refuse to grab you in the fucking stone cold stunner and stun you into the well. We refuse to do that. We refuse. We just take you to the water. We tell you it's good. We'll sip it. And then we'll let you do your thing. Now, I hear whispers in the courtroom about Tank Davis. I hear whispers. There's whispers in the courtroom about Tank. What I must bring to your attention, Your Honor, is that the PBC does not own or control Tank Davis. Tank Davis fights with affiliation with us. Tank Davis is owned and controlled by said Floyd Mayweather. I will point that out, Your Honor, because I'm hearing whispers in the crowd.
I won't count it for the record. It has nothing to do with the case, but I'll hear it out.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. I will briefly go over said Tank Davis. Tank Davis is signed to Mayweather Promotions. He is not signed directly to the PBC. Okay. Errol Spence is signed to the PBC. He is not signed to Floyd Mayweather Promotions. Deontay Wilder is signed to the PBC. He is not signed to Floyd Mayweather Promotions. These two, the top, the biggest names in the sport of boxing, quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. The biggest names in the sport of boxing are giving us fans what we want. Now, I understand people will mention the Terrence Bud Crawford's debacle. However, the issue with Terrence Bud Crawford has nothing to do with the PBC, Your Honor. People will bring up the Anthony Joshua debacle or the Tyson Fury debacle. Your Honor, I will counter that immediately now. That Anthony Joshua has nothing to do with the PBC. Anthony Joshua ran from Showtime. He was on the same network as Deontay Wilder and ran from it. Tyson Fury ran from the trilogy after cheating, which I so eloquently destroyed this man in our last version of court. So that we've already run the case on him. So we're moving forward with what we have now.
Objection. There was no destruction. He copped the plea.
Destruction. Well, Your Honor, what I will say.
Rephrase that. Sustain. Rephrase that, Counselor.
Your Honor, what I will say, I'm glad that counsel objected because defense BFTB is a master of setting people up. So now that you've entered it into the record, BFTB can explain it now. Now that you've entered into the record, because if it wasn't entered into the record, I couldn't say anything because we're trapped in something called four corners. However, since counsel repeated what I said, it's in the corners now. With that being said, the trilogy fight, again, quality over quantity, would have happened already last year, during the time frame that counsel says we're not putting on good fights. That's what the counsel says. It gave you this pretty little schematic with all these numbers on it. However, he can't name any great fights that happened in those numbers. He can't name any. The one point that I will concede to him, that I will go back and speak to the people that I work for. We need more female fights. We need Clarissa Shields on there. I will concede to that to counsel. However, quantity over I mean, quality over quantity for us, quantity over quality for them. They just want a whole bunch. We want the best. That's what we want.
Right?
Rest my case.
You sit there and you talk about the mothers. This is what
Your
the
Honor, I
mothers.
don't remember.
This
I
is
don't
what the
remember you
mothers
handing
want.
this
Order.
over to counsel, Your Honor. I don't remember this. I was actually,
Order.
Your Honor, I was giving this to you. I don't remember you saying, "Do I have anything more?" and then giving it over to the prosecution, Your Honor. I don't remember that happening.
You're right.
Okay, thank you.
Is that all, counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, it is.
Okay.
Man, fuck it.
Now, do you have anything to state on this, prosecutor?
Most definitely.
Okay.
Now, we see that the counselor was talking about this is what the mothers want. This is what the mothers want, but the PBC doesn't care about femininity. They don't care about the GWOT. You can talk about these big fights, but the GWOT wasn't a part of that. They're not a part of these big fights on PBC. None of the
Objection, Your Honor.
female boxers. There's no
Overruled.
objection because that's the
Overruled.
facts. There's no female fighters involved with the PBC right now. So if they're about bringing back the whole of boxing culture, why aren't female boxers being displayed?
Objection again, Your Honor. I've already said it in my opening statements.
The female boxers in the
Overruled.
sport,
Let the prosecutor get his chance,
in the
please,
sport
counsel.
are viable, marketable boxers, just like the males are. They deserve their chance on the PBC platforms, on the cable network platforms, just the same. But once again, you talk about these big fights. But let's talk about the domination PBC has over the welterweights and the junior middleweights. But we're not seeing unification. There's no confirmation of these unification fights.
Objection, Your
What we have, there's no
Unified
objection. Those
at
are
junior
facts.
middleweight.
Those are
We have a-
facts.
It's not a
Those-
fact.
Order.
Your Honor, we have a
Gentlemen.
unified champion at junior welterweight. I mean, at junior middleweight. We have a unified champion.
Okay, counselor. Let's not talk out of turn. Let the prosecutor.
Exactly. We have a unified champion at 154, but we do not have an undisputed champion at 154 that could be easily made because both of these boxers are under the PBC umbrella. Under the
Your Honor,
PBC umbrella.
objection. He just won the belt, Your Honor.
Castano and Jamel Charlo are
Overruled.
both under the PBC umbrella, and the fight hasn't been confirmed yet. There's no speculation of it. Even if you can't have a voluntary fight before that, why can't you sign for the next fight down the road and give the fans what we want? Give the fans what we
Objection, Your
want.
Honor.
But the PBC is so nearsighted, they can't
Your Honor,
they can't even give us
objection.
that.
Okay.
And this
Sustained.
is
Counselor, get to your point.
my point is that the PBC do not they don't strike where the iron's hot. We have two fighters under the same umbrella under the PBC who are both champions, and these fights aren't being confirmed. In the welterweight division, you see Errol Spence and you see Ugas, who was just recently elevated to the Super WBA championship. And what are we talking about? What is the reports in the news talking about? Ugas wants 50. That's what we're talking about. Instead of confirmations of these fights, BFTB, Counselor BFTB will sit here and tell you quality over quantity. But we're not getting neither. We're not getting no quality, nor are we getting any quality. Can you tell me who the last good fight PBC showed in this year?
Is this an answer to me?
Yes.
Or-
Yeah, this is a question to you. What was the great fight since this calendar year? 2021 PBC's put on.
The great
Go ahead,
fight.
counselor.
I will say, Your Honor, I will say to Counselor Oddfellow that nobody has put on great fights this year. what I will say, Your Honor. I will also say, to rebut what Counselor Oddfellow said about strike while the iron is hot, who he represents, Top Rank and These Nuts, are the ones who killed the Wilder versus Fury trilogy. That is them that postponed. That is not the PBC.
Objection. I do not represent. We do not represent Top Rank and These Nuts. Strike that off the record. We represent the LDBC. This is the LDBC versus the PBC.
It's noted. It's noted, prosecutor.
Your Honor, I refuse to have that stricken from the record because they did not slam anybody when it came to Top Rank or anybody else when counsel presented his numbers. I refuse to have that stricken from the record. If they would have said we slam everybody.
That's sustained, prosecutor. He has a point. Why didn't you show everybody else? No. He has a point, counselor.
It's not a point.
It was brought up in court. It was brought up in court. It was brought up in court. You should have showed everybody. You still did a great job presenting your exhibits, but I feel like it's only fair. We're not running a kangaroo court.
Your Honor, thank you. Your Honor, hold on. Your Honor, I'm being interrupted again. I was still replying. I was still replying. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you. So thank you for striking that from the record, being that counsel did not slander Top Rank. They did not slander.
We're not on trial right now.
They did not slander anything. So I think, but you presented it, counsel. You presented it.
Yeah, I presented it. It was an exhibit.
Used as a good example against my client, Your Honor. That's what they did.
Oh, okay.
Against my client.
That's what he did.
So since they used it against my client, it is part of the four corners of this courtroom. So with that being said, he cannot say that he does not represent Top Rank or These Nuts in any way, shape, or fashion because he refused to slander them how he slandered the PBC, my representative. Now, I will get back to what I was saying, Your Honor. They did not talk about any fights that PBC or DAZN put on because they put on none. Not only have they not put on none, they put on none, period. You can't even name the last great fight that These Nuts put on, or you can't even name the last great fight. What's the great fight the Top Rank put on? Then the next great fight the Top Rank is putting on is at 140 with Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor, while Counsel Oddfellow says we don't get undisputed. What we have right now in my client is we have a fighter in Castano who just won the WBO belt. He just won it, Your Honor. And he won it, and I believe he won it this year. And I still said that wasn't a big fight. I concede to that, Your Honor. But he won it this year. This is the same fighter that prosecution, Oddfellow, says we want undisputed. But me protecting my client, the PBC, I didn't even call that a big fight. The one that he's protecting, Your Honor. He said we want undisputed. So he's claiming that we have both champions at 154. He's claiming that. I called that not a big fight. But I'm the defense. I'm telling you, Your Honor, he just won that belt. He just won it. The champions, both of them, Charlo and Castano, have both said they want each other next. Can we not allow them to have that negotiations to make that fight? Because again, Your Honor, this is the same man who did not slam These Nuts, who did not slam Top Rank when they postponed Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, when they postponed Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather for 5 years. This is the same one, Your Honor, that has DAZN and still hasn't put on Demetrius Andrade and Golovkin, Your Honor. This is them. But they don't slam them. They talk about the fight numbers of what they did, but they refuse to talk about the fights that they didn't put on, Your Honor. And they still have Golovkin and Demetrius Andrade right now. They still have them. So being though that they have them and still haven't put that fight on, still, Your Honor, still, they're in their stable. Not only mention that, Counsel Oddfellow says, the PBC and Counsel Supreme Beast says we're ball. That's what they say, Your Honor. They say the PBC is dropping the ball. I beg to differ, Your Honor. I say DAZN dropped the ball on having the first undisputed middleweight champion in how And
I'm not in there in court.
they're not on. You're right, Your Honor. They're not on trial.
They
However,
don't
I
have any day.
reiterate what I said. They refused to slam them while slandering my client for the same thing.
I see that.
Your Honor, they used them. Your Honor, I'm being badgered.
No.
Your Honor, I'm being badgered.
Shit.
Don't worry. Don't
Your Honor,
worry.
I'm
You guys
being
will get your chance. Don't worry, prosecution. You'll definitely
I'm being
get your
badgered,
chance
Your
to
Honor.
rebuttal, even what
Your
he's
Honor,
saying.
Your Honor, I feel threatened and I'm being badgered.
No. You don't have to.
Is this how your
You
courtroom
don't.
is
You don't
held?
have to. You don't have to, counselor. Counselor, are you done making your point?
No, Your Honor. Thank you. Now, I'm glad you're giving me more time.
Wow, Your Honor, this is quite lengthy, Your Honor.
Your Honor,
I will say.
Your Honor, I
we-
addressed every point. I addressed every
I got a question. I got
point.
questions for the
I am
defense.
getting badgered again, Your Honor. Your Honor, I'm getting badgered again. I'm getting badgered again.
Order.
Now, Your Honor, I will say,
Ask you a question.
Your Honor, I will say, when I said to counsel Oddfella that you are being lengthy, you sustained that, Your Honor. You allowed him to have his longevity. I will ask, Your Honor, in all your wisdom and power to give
Sure, because I was being interrupted
to give the
consistently.
defense. Your Honor, I'm still being interrupted. I'm still being badgered. I am asking you to give me the same amount of courtesy that you offered to counsel Oddfella.
I will give you that if you can. Just try to get to your point and summarize
Your
it.
Honor,
You know,
Your Honor,
I don't want to go gray. I don't want to
yes,
go gray.
Your Honor, I have been hammering my points to death. I have been telling you what I started out with quality over quantity, and I have been consistent with that. Who they refuse to talk about, but yet use their numbers, have given you nothing but quantity over quality, which is why I remember none of them. So I will leave you at this, Your Honor. What we are doing, what my client is doing over here, is the absolute apex in this boxing game of trying to have the best fight the best. That's what we are doing. We are not just giving you a bunch of fluff. I rest.
Okay, so I had a couple questions, you know what I'm saying?
No problem. Go ahead, prosecute.
But before I get my questions, I want to make sure that this is clear. These other organizations will have their day in court, and I want to make it clear once again, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't fuck with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? And we already know how I feel about the zone. I've been feeling a certain type of way about them since they blocked the episode. So fuck them too. You know what I'm saying? And they will have their day up in this motherfucker. Believe that. But we had to start off with somebody. So we gonna get that.
Believe that. We can already believe that because the zone already got their day in court. And they was sentenced as guilty. So what is we talking about?
Hold on. Now I have my questions because the defense is a real one. He's definitely a real one. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, BFTB, you meet a woman, you know what I'm saying? And you meet this woman and you decide that this is the woman of your life and you want her to have your baby. You know what I'm saying? You want to marry her. You want her to meet your mama. You know what I'm saying? And you a real one. You a real one, and I know you a real one. You know what I'm saying? And you take her to the lake. You know what I'm saying? You take her to the lake. She talking about she thirsty. You take her to the lake. You know what I'm saying? You take a scoop of this water and say, damn, this shit refreshing. This shit is crystal clear. I can see myself at the bottom of that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You thirsty? Go and have a sip. What happens after that is what? If she don't do it.
That's a whole different scenario.
Oh, but you want me to bring this bitch on to my mama?
Hold on a second. Now let me address the scenario because I'm glad you got.
I'm just saying, you know.
Now you asked me a question. You're right. Am I going to be allowed to answer it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you brought said woman to the lake. I don't know why you're drinking a lake. Not well, but it's fish in there, stuff that peas in it. But it's okay. I would not bring said woman to a lake to drink out of it. There's number one. What I would bring said woman is to a well where it's crystal clear. No fish, no fucking animal piss, none of that. Crystal clear well water. That's where I'm bringing her. So okay. I bring this woman who, if we're using the analogy of this woman as who, Deontay Wilder or Errol Spence? Who are we using the analogy as?
No, I ain't no man in this.
I'm just saying. No. I'm using the analogy. No. Paul, the analogy that counsel, the analogy that the defense gave. Hold on a second. The analogy the defense gave. The analogy was in reference to a woman, but it was in reference to the fighters.
No, it was in reference to the woman. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So if we're in reference to a woman, now, remember, understand BFTB plays chess, not checkers. So if we are bringing a woman anywhere, I am not going to bring her to a well to drink. I'm bringing her to a fancy restaurant.
Oh, okay.
So you can bring your woman to a well. Okay. You can do that. You can bring your woman to a well to drink. The PBC will bring. The PBC will bring our women. I'm just saying. He's not answering the question. Listen, I'm answering the question.
He takes
Your Honor.
Order in the court for I hold somebody in contempt.
Your Honor, are you gonna let me answer
Just finish. Just finish. Let him finish his point, please, prosecutor.
Okay.
And then you get back and finish your point, and then if Steele's got any closing arguments,
he can just keep it
moving. The verdict.
Keep moving.
Your Honor, I feel badgered still because prosecution is still talking over me, Your Honor. You allowed me to finish my answer. Allow the prosecution to ask me a question. And prosecution, please allow me to answer.
Okay.
Thank you. First off, Your Honor, by prosecution saying they will bring their fine woman to a lake to drink out of the water, all you need to know about what they're prosecuting. We here at the PBC will bring our fine woman to a fancy restaurant. She will drink wine. She will eat nice. That's what we at the PBC do with our fighters. That's what we do with our women. I don't know what they do over there, but by telling you
don't want to eat it, then what?
By telling you they will bring their woman to a lake to drink water where there's fish at.
That's not the question. That's not the question. You not answering the question.
That tells you all you need to know.
Answer the question. You see what I'm saying?
I don't understand.
No matter what it is. It don't matter what it is. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, okay, you take her out to eat at the restaurant. Spend all your bread on that. You know what I'm saying? If she don't want to eat it, she throw it to the side. Then what?
Nothing. She'll be hungry. I'm eating. That's what we do here at the PBC.
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat when the food is given to you, that's on you. We put you in power to eat or not eat.
Yeah.
That's what we do. We don't force feed self down your throat like y'all, like the people do.
That leads me to my next question.
By all means.
How many undisputed fights has PBC held?
How many undisputed fights have they had?
Yeah.
Again, counsel.
All that quantity. Tell me about it.
I will say this again, counsel. We here at the PBC prefer quality over quantity. That's what we prefer. That's what we press. However, we put our fighters in charge of their careers. That's what we do, and that no one else does that. No one. Nowhere else in the boxing world are the fighters so connected to the fans to know what the fans want.
I asked for a number, Your Honor. I asked them how many. I need a number.
Sustained. He's right. The prosecution is right, counselor.
How many undisputed fights?
You got a number, counselor? I know that you usually, you specialize in stuff.
There is no undisputed fights over here.
Okay.
They had one.
Your Honor, may I allow me to present my closing exhibit?
I'm not finished, and this is the fucking problem right there. You know what I'm saying? They had one, and you know what they did with that after that? With that fighter? They wanted to go undisputed again in another weight class. They turned the bitch up. They let the bitch go real quick. They turned her loose. Go do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? The quote. Someone that's the best. Considered the best to do this shit. You turn your back on that? And it's supposed to be unanswered for? All that quantity that you putting up, this shit tastes like Reggie, man. I'm not high. You telling me that it's quantity and it's in a good fucking bag. I know the game, though. You can't put a weed bag and tell me that.
This is slander.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Your Honor, this is slander.
Let me talk. Let me cook.
Let the prosecution. Like I said, I'll give everybody a chance to rebuttal each other, but we have to talk one at a time.
You're going to.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying.
You're allowing slander. Okay, got it.
No, it's not slander. We just want to get each other's points across. We want to get each other's points across. We just want to be able to hear each other out.
You know what I'm saying? All of this top shelf shit that a nigga trying to sell me, and it don't smell right. It don't hit right. You fucking the game up slowly but surely, and it's your choice. You is about that action, but the motherfuckers you let choose to do with their career, fucking it up, and it's just nah. I'm not gonna sit there and let that shit ride. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping about no big fights and none of that. You know what I'm saying? Or what I'm a support regardless. So it don't matter where the dollars go. I'm just saying, what we doing though? All these quantity fights, you ain't give me one undisputed, and the one that you did, you turn that motherfucker go. Like yo, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Now these other motherfuckers, which I don't fuck with, they got undisputed fights. These bitch ass niggas about to have one tomorrow. Fuck is we talking about?
Okay. Are you finished?
Hold on. And that's I'm supposed to turn a blind eye to the other shit that these motherfuckers is doing? Nah, Slim. It don't work
Your Honor, Your Honor, I will say Clarissa Shields did not become undisputed with the PBC. I don't know why he keeps saying that.
Okay, so you ain't got nothing.
She was not a PBC fighter.
They had a chance for this.
She was okay. I'll say again, Your Honor, she was not a PBC fighter. I can only defend the PBC. She was not a PBC fighter. She did not fight undisputed on the PBC. She did not. Should we?
Yeah, she did not because, of course,
Your Honor,
like I stated from earlier, the PBC don't showcase female fighters. That's
Your
why
Honor, I conceded to this early,
but it will be noted.
I conceded to this point earlier in here. This is badgering. I conceded to this point that we at the PBC need to have the quote. We need to have her on there. I conceded to that early. I have no idea why prosecution is badgering us on this one point. I have no idea.
Because I thought it was
getting tedious.
Where the quality at?
It's getting tedious. Allow me to display exhibit.
Why I mentioned Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence, the two biggest names in all of boxing. That's why I mentioned them with quality over quantity. Our flaw, we are not perfect. Our flaw is we do not have the GOAT. That is our flaw. But who does have the GOAT? Because it ain't Top Rank. And it isn't.
They not being prosecuted right now.
It ain't anybody. It's nobody else.
They ain't even being prosecuted right now.
So while we're bringing up the GOAT, no one has the GOAT. Should we? Yes, we should. But shouldn't someone else? Yes, they should. Yes, they should, Your Honor. I have conceded to that point. But that does not refute everything else that I said.
Hold on. Like I said, so you telling me it's all this quantity and no undisputed fights. You know what I'm saying? With these other goofy motherfuckers is getting them undisputed fights. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is getting
other undisputed fights? What other?
The World Boxing Super Series.
The World Boxing Super Series does not have an undisputed fighter besides Usyk.
You're right. But they had to fight though, right?
Because they put all the fighters in that tournament. It wasn't like they have their own network like we do, like not our own network, but our own like organization. They don't have their own organization where they have fighters. We have our own organization with fighters. They don't. Okay. They put that series together and required us to allow our fighters to go there, which we do because they are their own bosses, which we keep reiterating.
Yeah, but they don't have any undisputed fights over there with all that quantity. I mean, all that quality.
Where's the World Super Series at in the PBC?
No. I'm just saying they had an undisputed fight.
No, they didn't.
We just said Usyk, right?
Usyk was not with the PBC. That was with World.
No, I'm saying the World Boxing Super Series had an undisputed fight.
Yeah, that's what
that was the only one.
Yeah.
That was the only one, though. How many tournaments have they had so far?
No. I'm saying they had one more than the PBC.
Yeah, he's trying to
Okay.
make the point that
Okay, so if they
PBC
had
hasn't
one
had that.
more,
Okay.
they had one more than the PBC. I will say again what I said about 20 minutes ago. Can the prosecution allow the PBC to have our first with Jamal Charlo and Brian Castano, who just won the belt? Can they allow us to do that? Because we allowed the World Super Series to have theirs.
So you wanna? So are you asking to have this be suspended or them being?
No.
Hold on. Let
I'm
me
not
ask
asking
you
for a
finish.
suspension.
Hold on. So what you're saying is they should be suspended or put on some type of probation until we see if they make this fight, or what you saying is they innocent?
You want a plea deal?
Yeah.
I'm not asking for a plea deal.
You trying to enter
I'm
in a
not
plea?
asking for a plea deal at all.
That's
No,
what it sounds like.
I am stating a fact.
He just
I am
said,
stating a
hold on.
fact.
He just
That's what I'm
said,
stating.
wait to see if they make this fight.
No, I did not say wait to see if they make it. I did not say that. I said wait until it happens. Wait until we have our first one. You don't gotta
And
wait to see if it happens.
when can we get confirmation that this fight's going to happen? Can we get confirmation that the fight's going to happen at least in December? At least in 2022? We're not even getting that. We're not even getting that. But Your Honor, may I be allowed to display my closing exhibit, because I've been sitting here, patiently, and I think we need to wrap things up.
Go ahead, because the defense gets the last word. So go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, prosecutor.
If you can share my screen,
you
please.
have your exhibit ready? Okay.
Yes. Closing exhibit. What we have here is the current boxing schedule. You know what I mean? And this is what it's all about. What is the PBC doing right now for the boxing fan? This is not an indictment what the PBC does for the fighter. It's an indictment of what they're doing for the fan. How they're retarding boxing in a state where we need the sport to be firing on all pistons, while the UFC is continuously gaining steam. But as we move down here, of course, we have a good fight that's coming on tomorrow. Juan Estrada against Chocolatito. Great fight on the zone. Moving on, we see we got Benavides against Ellis. That's a PBC fight. That's a filler fight. I can't say that's great. Let's see what's else on the schedule for as we go on through the month of March for the PBC. I'm scrolling. And I see nothing. I see nothing. I see another good fight.
Your Honor, the jury
Ortiz Jr. versus Maurice Hooker. Excuse me. I see Virgil Ortiz against Maurice Hooker. Another good fight that many people are going to be talking about in the boxing community. Welterweight fight, 12 rounds, has major implications. Not a championship fight, but a great fight. Is it on PBC? No.
Which one is PBC? None of those fighters are PBC fighters. So what does it matter? They're not my fighters.
I'm scrolling down March, and we still have yet to see any PBC fights other than the Benavides Ellis fight.
Yeah, you see a bunch of bullshit is what you see.
Joe
like
Smith
I told
Jr.
you before,
has been rescheduled against Vlasov. Excuse me. I wasn't interrupting you during your tirade. Please allow me to finish my Please allow me to complete my exhibit.
Put my shit on the record. I hate this nigga.
April, we're on to April.
I'm still yet to see.
I'm still yet to see anything on the PBC. I still get to see anything on the PBC. Triller's now popped up. Nothing on the PBC. We're seeing pure the zone. UFC Fight Pass. Navarrete Diaz. That sounds like an ESPN fight. Correct. Oh, there we go. Canelo against Billy Ho. We know that's a DAZN fight. That sums up. That's May.
prosecutor? What month are we in?
Man.
Oh, that's May.
That's May. That's May.
Wow.
So all the
Wow.
way from March to May, we got one PBC fight. That's
Really?
damning. That's
Really, Your
damning.
Honor?
That's a damning schedule right there, showing
Yeah.
that
Damn.
we're embezzling the fans and retarding boxing with not putting out your fighters on a regular schedule.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, Your Honor.
Wow.
Now can I use my closings now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. We are a closing statement. We're going to render verdict.
Thank you, Your
So,
Honor. Thank you for allowing me
Everybody
to
keep
close.
it short.
I will say again, quality over quantity. All of that bullshit you just saw from all of those fighters, all that bullshit. You just saw a whole bunch of bullshit. But the one fighter that he did name was a fighter called Maurice Hooker that he said was a good fighter. Right? That's what counsel said. He said it was a good fighter.
False. I said false. I said it was a good fight. I didn't say it was a good fighter. Albeit he is a good fighter. But what is that fight? This being broadcasted
one at a time. One at a time.
Broadcasted on the zone.
He told me to let him talk, Your Honor. I allowed him to talk. Now he's interrupting me, Your Honor. It's the defense's turn. I get the last word, not them. They don't get that opportunity. His case is closed. He's done. It's the defense's turn. I will tell you that Maurice Hooker is a PBC fighter. He signed last April. So in a fight where he said has a lot of contention, has a lot of, it has a lot of meaning in the welterweight division. That's what he said. Those are his words, Your Honor. Quality over quantity. Yes, prosecution. It does have a lot of meaning. Quality over quantity. Maurice Hooker is a PBC fighter. And what the prosecution also proved is that us here at the PBC, we allow our fighters to go everywhere because a PBC fighter is fighting on the zone, Your Honor, against Virgil Ortiz. That's what is happening. So while everybody's talking about this and talking about that and all these extra fights and blah, 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 and all this bullshit fluff that majority of us in here are not going to watch, you will watch Maurice Hooker versus Virgil Ortiz. You will watch that. You will watch a PBC fighter who I defend. You will watch him fight in a fight of high quality against against Virgil Ortiz on DAZN, another network. You will watch that, Your Honor. So when I say again, quality over quantity, and we rest.
Okay. I appreciate, before I render my verdict, I appreciate the parties, for trying to be as civil as they could. Hopefully next week we could get it better. In the case of
did you read the comments? Were you reading the comments as well in the chat?
It was kind of a lot. It was kind of crazy today. I kind of couldn't do that, especially because I had to hold everything down, but I got to salute the whole jury. I was reading, I was seeing what was going down. I definitely took into account what you guys were saying, and we're ready to render judgment.
Hold on. First, Your Honor, if I may give a special shout out to Pussy Drunk Boxing in the comments. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you, Pussy Drunk.
Yeah. See, you see how easy it is to get. Look, it was real easy to get BFGB for a debate.
Whoa. The case is closed now. We're waiting for the judge to render.
Yeah. Let me render the verdict.
You know what I'm saying? You see how we, but to the goofies, out there. You see how you know what I'm saying? You want them. All you gotta do is say, yo, BFTB, you know what I'm saying? We doing night court and shit. You want to slide through this shit. That's all you really gotta do. You ain't gotta be no fuck nigga about it. You know what I'm saying? When you be a fuck nigga about it, that mean that you just a fuck nigga. You just tell everybody you're a fuck nigga. My fault, Yana. My fault. He tried to sucker me in.
All right. All right. But in the case of the PBC versus the LDBC, we find the PBC guilty.
I'm appealing that shit, nigga. Get the fuck, nigga. Y'all had this shit Bro, fuck that, bro. No motherfucking
You did,
way.
BFTV. You did great. You did
Nigga,
great.
ain't no way. Hell no.
You did
Ain't
great.
no way
You
in
did
hell
great.
the case that I presented and the shit that they presented.
They-
No fucking.
You know why he
You
lost?
even actually had a good point when you said they didn't show everybody else's, but I gotta give him credit.
Ain't no
I had
motherfucking
to
way in
give
hell.
them credit on that. They
know
worked
why.
hard, BFTV.
Ain't no way
They
in
worked
hell,
hard
bro.
together.
No way
They
in
worked
hell.
They worked
They did
hard.
not present no
I know
case,
why.
bro.
I know
Nigga, y'all
why.
is biased. Ain't no way.
It was towards the
No.
ending, BFTV. It was towards the
Look,
ending, man.
It was
I'm not-
easy.
Want me to tell you why?
Yo,
Hold on.
nigga, you forgot. Exactly. You forgot what it was. I guarantee you. You
No.
Listen,
Hell no.
No. What I was saying, I wasn't saying I forgot. BFTV, hold
What?
on,
So,
brother.
hold on. So what was their
I was
case?
saying,
What
I was
was
saying,
their case that made him guilty?
what I was saying was I forgot what he was saying as far as the PBC. They don't got nothing on they docket for
Okay.
us to keep us
Okay.
entertained. I forgot about that. That's when he came back. You was winning. You was winning me over. I'm
So,
not
hold
gonna
up.
cap. You was winning me
Hold
over.
up.
But I have to
Hold
be
up.
fair about it. He did come back. He did come back good. He
Okay,
did.
no, it's fine. I'm
I
appealing
thought he
this.
came back great with that.
I'm telling you, I'm appealing this.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not
you can come back. You can, as long as you come back, you can always appeal it.
Yeah, it takes 2 months to appeal that bitch.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, hold up, bro. Now, listen, say like this. This is what you said. You said, nah, hell no, Supreme. Nah, you said that the PBC isn't giving us anything to be entertained with. That's what you just said. That's the reason why you rendered the verdict against my client. That's what you said. Now,
I gave y'all the evidence.
How many of those fights are you gonna watch? Real shit.
I gave y'all the evidence.
No, nigga, no.
We saw
I'm asking the judge.
2 straight
How
months.
many-
Jay
nigga.
Nixon, there's no partiality being shown in my court. BFTP won all of his cases before that.
Now,
BFTP won all his cases before that. It was just solid, like they would say in the 70s. It was just solid. They were
Let's pull
solid.
the chat. Let's pull the chat. How many people? How many fights are y'all gonna watch that my brother the Eye fella showed? How many?
That wasn't the point, man.
No, it was the point. No, that was the point.
Let me get my shit on, bro. Look, let me get
I'm not letting y'all move off of that, bro. I'm letting that move on.
BFTV is really from AC. AC dudes love gambling.
Hold on.
And they don't like losing.
This is why.
You're not getting off of that, bro. You're not getting off of that. I want to know how many of those fights that y'all want to watch. How many?
That's not why we won.
It is. You just said that. That's what the judge just said.
Not telling the truth.
No. I said
the judge is lying.
Act lying, BFTB. Act
The
lying.
judge is lying.
Yes.
Stop it, bro.
Listen. Want me to tell you why? You know what I'm saying? We won because I put on the record. I hate this nigga.
Get out of here, bro.
I hate this nigga. I say that shit.
Get out of here, bro.
that wasn't it.
No, the judge.
That last exhibit messed me up though. That last exhibit really messed me up. Our fella pulled that out his Gary Russell voice. He pulled that out his ass.
Hold up, bro. I use the exhibit. The judge said, I'm gonna let y'all know y'all bias. This is y'all bias right here. Because the judge
tomorrow.
No, nigga, the judge said the reason why y'all won is because the PBC isn't putting on the fights. They're not giving us the fights. They're not giving us they're not entertaining us.
Yeah, schedule. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what he said. So I asked you how many of those fights that I fella put on did y'all want to see? Y'all still haven't answered it.
I told you I'm gonna watch the fight tomorrow for Undisputed.
Three.
This nigga Terry Smooth. Terry Smooth's trying to get this shit. Oh, cut it off. Stop it. Stop it. Give him the L. I'm gonna take the graveyard.
It's already ruled, but he got a right to say how he feel about it. Though. He got a right to say how he feel about it.
I'm gonna watch Undisputed tomorrow for sure.
So again, now what I'm saying, my nigga I fella said 3. How many of you watching Supreme Beats?
I'm gonna watch the shit tomorrow. I know I'm gonna watch that Ortiz joint. You know what I'm saying, for sure.
That's
and I'm
PBC. That's PBC fight.
Okay.
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not a PBC fight. It's being broadcasted on the zone.
But hold on.
Maurice Hooker's a PBC fight.
Hold on. I'm about to tell you.
His first fight on PBC is gonna be fight on the zone. What that look like, bro? Huh?
It looks like PBC allows them to go and do what they want to do.
Listen, hold on.
Listen,
I'm watching shit tomorrow.
One.
I'm gonna watch that motherfucking Povetkin Dillian White rematch.
2.
You know what I'm saying? And motherfucking that shit on Triller.
On Triller.
Yeah, they can't lose this fight.
I'm gonna watch that.
Hold on. And hold on. And I'm not in real talk. I'm gonna keep it real. It ain't even the fact of these two niggas fight. I want to see the fucking how they want to do the production to this shit with real.
I'm with you. I'm with you. It's all good. I just wanted to know the number. That's all I wanted to know is the number.
Yeah, that's my 3. That's my 3.
That bullshit that I fell scrolled through. There was about 50 fucking fights. So out of all of that bullshit that my nigga I fell scrolled,
I'm gonna watch Canelo. I'm gonna watch Canelo and Billy Ho. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna watch that.
Nigga, that's at the end of the year. That's like May and then the end of the year is the other one. So there's one. Where's your other ones?
Yeah, or Ortiz Hooker. You know
2.
what I mean? Povetkin, Dillian White. You know what I mean? Shoot, let me scroll through here. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's 3 fights you named. Exactly.
No, yeah. And I did say 3. Y'all did say 3, and we talking about a 2-month span, and we don't see no fights from PBC.
That was the
even
point. Yeah, that was the
from
point.
PBC.
And I'm perfect.
I'm halfway interested in Herring and Frampton as well. Like, what are you talking about? We're not seeing nothing from the PBC.
And I'm with you on that. But what I'm saying to you is what I said originally. Quality over quantity. You gave a whole bunch of bullshit and you picked 3 fights out of damn near the whole year.
But they ain't
no. False. I gave you 3 fights in 2 months. I gave you 3 fights in 2 months. We doing quarters, you know what I mean? Damn near quarters right now, half a quarters, and I'm not seeing nothing with the PBC but one fight with that David Benavidez, Ronald Ellis fight.
3-1, as well as Maurice Hooker and Virgil Ortiz. 3-2.
I'm not counting that because that's being broadcasted on the zoning. It's being broadcasted on the zone.
But he is.
Oh, so that's 4 fights.
No, it isn't. It's his 3 and your 3. Y'all not combining.
I didn't pick that. I didn't pick that fight. Yeah, I didn't pick the Maurice. I picked it because you said that's the zone. I told you I got the Triller shit, I got the Dillian White shit, and that shit tomorrow. That shit tomorrow I want to see. You know
but Dillian White's not in the next fucking 2 months.
Huh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's like at the end of the month.
When is that bullshit happening?
At the end of the month. You know what I'm saying?
You already know. I don't give a fuck because I mean,
you see, I
didn't even know that. I ain't even know that.
I'm not checking for this burnt Shrek ass nigga. I ain't checking for none of these niggas.
But what still call him burnt Shrek.
What I am saying is, you still only picked 3 fights.
Yeah, in the next 2 months.
Virgil Ortiz versus Maurice Hooker. I'm watching that, and I'm watching Benavidez. That's 2. So you picked 3, and that's 2. 3-2.
No, that Benavidez joint is a wash. That's for both sides, though.
Doesn't matter. I'm still watching it. It's still 3.
So that's 4. Then I didn't, like I said, I didn't count that. If you count that, then that's 4.
So what we're doing is
it's not with the PBC, and it's not on PBC.
So what? There is no PBC network. There is no PBC network.
Okay, it's on the zone. You know what I'm saying? It's on the ops. You know what I'm saying? But that's still, it's still 1-1. So I would give that to both. I would count that for both sides. In my opinion.
Okay, I ain't got no beef with that. But what I am saying, it's quality over quantity. What my nigga Oddfella showed us is like 50 fucking bullshit fights.
But they don't have
bullshit.
They've been
entertained by that. Let me ask you something, Judge. Let me ask you, my nigga. You gonna stop? Hold up. Which one of these fights are you gonna stop? Are you gonna stop from like getting a good ass meal to watch, or are you gonna stop some pussy to watch? Not some grade A pussies, like just some old regular pussy. Which one you gonna stop to watch?
I don't need to stop. I don't need to stop.
Of course.
I get grade A pussy any type of weak ass fight.
But what I'm saying is to you.
See what I'm saying? Now you want to move the goalposts. Now
I'm not moving the goalposts.
Just understand, Judge.
I think
I'm appealing this decision. I'm appealing.
Okay.
I'm appealing, and I'm using the grounds that they just presented. I'm using what he gave, that exhibit he gave you, and I'm appealing it. Nobody's watching none of that bullshit, bro. I know.
Them fights gonna be good.
Man, get out of here. I mean,
them fights gonna be good. Want me to tell you how I know it's gonna be good?
I keep it real. I keep it real. One fight I'm looking forward to. One fight I'm looking forward to.
I'm about to get him good.
It's Dennis Douglas and Elmer Williams.
You got me
That's a nice step up.
I tell you how I know them fights gonna be good. I could tell you how I know most, especially the Burnt Strike fight. I could tell you how I know it's gonna be good. Want me to tell you why? Because I'm gonna stroll past the graveyard and see the meme that the motherfucking grave digger put together that made the fight that much motherfucking better. Tell me I'm lying.
On that note, let's close it out, y'all. We've been on for a good two. BFTB, you came late, champ. You came late. We was waiting. We wanted you here right now. At least you came though. Better late than never. Better late than never. But next time we gonna prep a little better. We gonna all chop it up together.
That's my bad, bro. I fucked the time up.
We'll know ahead of time what what cases is which and who defending what, who prosecuting what. So people. Oh yeah, we could bring that back up next week if you want. If it's that deep. I know you be trying to be undefeated. BFTV gotta be undefeated.
Oh no, this ain't me, bro. I'm undefeated in the graveyard.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. That's true. This is a different universe. You're right. This is a different universe. You're right.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all kind of L's in the courtroom, bro. Especially you got me defending sucker motherfuckers I don't want to defend.
True.
Don't you hate that shit? We'll talk about that backstage.
I don't want to defend these motherfuckers, bro.
Facts.
I don't want to defend the people.
I was totally unprepared for AB, and they just lay AB on my desk like last minute.
Yo, but I ain't gonna lie, this was I gotta admit, this is probably one of the funniest episodes. Yo, y'all had me crying at the end. I can't mess with BFTB and Red. Y'all retarded. I had to cut off. That's the first time I had to cut off my camera. Normally I just laugh. I don't give a damn. But I had to cut it off because I was crying, yo. I was like, I couldn't even bang the gavel. I dropped it. I had to cut off the camera. I didn't want to look like I dropped it. You know what I mean? So I had to cut it off real quick. So I didn't look like that. That's why highly it was anticipated. I was like, he was like, act trying to hold it together. You know what I mean? But yo, give your last BFTB.
Shit, man. Just listen, bro. Much love and respect. I apologize for being late, bro. I told you I was gonna be here, and I fucked the time up because I'm looking at Central Time and not Eastern, like a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? I would have been over here on time, but it's all good. Much love and respect to everybody that came through. This is the only place that you're gonna see BFTB take an L, bro. This is the only place, bro, because these niggas be defending motherfuckers that can't be defended, and I'm still doing good ass work. I'm defending the indefensible, still putting in work, nigga. This is the only place you're gonna see it. You ain't gonna see me take an L nowhere else, bro. But much love and respect. So to my nigga, my brother, fella, much love to my nigga Supreme Beast, man. Yo, you know where the graveyard's at, bro. I see y'all. If not tomorrow, I see y'all Monday, man. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.
All right, salute BFTB. Appreciate you, bro. Cadillac, man.
Yeah, man. You
Let them know where they can find you at. Thank you for holding the set, man.
Nah, no problem, man. BFTB came in the joint. He ain't had the button up on at first. I was gonna get his ass with an objection real quick. I was waiting. Then he turned the camera off and popped back on with the fucking button up. Fucked up my whole shit. Thanks again, BFTB. Thanks again. You know what I'm saying? It's been a good one, man. You know what I'm saying? I it's always love doing this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? The usual suspects. You know what I'm saying? I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling it. So yeah, man. Whenever we got court, man, you know I'm in the building, man. Even if I gotta hit the highway like last week real fast to make it late. You know what I'm saying? We still gonna get here, man. So salute to the team. Salute Act, you know what I'm saying, for having me. Salute our fella. Salute to the LDBC in the chat, man. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk. It's your boy Cadillac Red. I'll holler at y'all in a minute, man. One.
Yo, Steels, man. Tell them where they can find you at. Appreciate you.
Indeed. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody. You know what I mean? BFTB, Junior the Truth, you know what I mean? Being that key witness. You know what I mean? In that Lineal shit just started. In that Lineal case and whatnot. But yeah, salute to Cadillac Red. assisting me with that with that victory against BFTB again and on that last that last trial. You know what I mean? Big ups to us. You know what I mean? We did it. We did it. But yeah, this was definitely a dope episode. Make sure y'all check me out at the War Report, the Art Fella. You know what I mean? We doing it big tomorrow night. The smoke session, the weed report live. It's going down. We'll be watching the David Benavidez fight as well, the Chocolatito fight and whatnot, and reviewing some of our choice strands. You know what I mean? Hybrids and indicas. You in the dig? So yeah, that's how we doing it. It's your favorite, yeah, your most hated R filler. Salute to the chat, the jury. Salute to the whole LDBC, and I'm Gizon.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody for coming through, man. Salute even to the brothers that didn't make it today, man. But salute to Junior the Truth, looking like he paid off the judge. Junior, you wrong for that. Look like you paid off. Man had the cigar and all of that. But salute to him and BFTB. And salute to everybody in the chat, man. The chat was definitely lit today. Let's keep it like that. You know what I mean? From start to finish, man. Even if you gotta, pop in and out of chats, you know what I mean? Come in here and show love, man. I appreciate it. This was a real lit one. It's a real good episode. With that being said, man, catch us next week. Boxing Night Court, 9 p.m. same time. You know what I mean? And it's your boy Ak Reacher. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and the full Berserker clan. It's your boy Ak Reacher once again. Court is now adjourned and I'm out.